Today we're going to be interviewing a Lexus ISF owner, Levi. This is his ISF imported from Japan in probably the best spec I've ever seen on an ISF, white on white on white. So I can't wait to find out all about this car, why he loves it, why he bought it, things that you should look out for if you want to buy an ISF, how much they cost, and what it's like to actually drive one. Let's go. So here's the owner.
Hello, my name's Levi. This is my 2009 ISF that I imported from Japan. And it's been my daily driver since I got it last September.
Yeah, so this car, right, is kind of considered maybe Lexus' best ever sedan.
It's a fantastic car. It was kind of built in the era to compete with the E90 M3, the E63 AMG. It was kind of their entry into that. And arguably, I would say it's the most reliable of that bunch, which to me is what makes it the best daily driver, is it's just a car that you can get in, start up, run hundreds of thousands of miles onto, and not be worried about the maintenance.
So this car, I want to know, why did you choose an ISF instead of an M3 or an Audi or whatever else?
Biggest thing for me was price. I bought this car landed for under 20 grand, which I think is solid. Honestly, probably half what you'd pay for a really clean example. I don't feel bad dailying this thing in the wintertime. I got winter tires on it and it just gets up and goes. I think price and reliability are the two big selling points of the car versus, like you say, a BMW, Audi of similar generation. And I think they look fantastic as well. I think it's a really good looking car from the outside, and the transmissions are great as well.
And this car, it's rear wheel drive?
Yeah, that's right. So rear wheel drive, we got a 5-liter V8 in the front. They're an 8-speed automatic, very fast transmission even when they came out back in 2007. They didn't get an LSD unfortunately till 2010, so that's kind of the desirable year to get, because otherwise you got the open diff. You don't notice it too much, but it's definitely something to be after, and it is kind of expensive to upgrade after the fact, so buying one with an LSD, not a bad idea. But for the price for this 09, I had to get it. You can upgrade to the LSD if you want. You can literally just take a 2010 diff and just bolt it into the car. So it is an option later on. They're like 2-3 grand for the diff, but if you don't have one with an LSD, you can.
I want to know how Levi got this car for under 20,000 Canadian.
It depends on the year, the mileage, the spec you get, but I think right around that 20 grand range is a pretty realistic budget to have to get one of these landed. This one's in really good shape, as you can see. Not an R title. I think this was an auction grade 4C. Still a pretty clean car. The interior's got a couple blemishes, but for a vehicle that I was planning to buy, daily drive, and just take wherever, it was, you know, the perfect condition and price point for me.
I mean, that's an insane value car. In America, these are a lot more money.
For sure. The left-hand drive ones go for a lot of cash. If you're willing to live with right-hand drive, it's worth the savings in my opinion. I really don't think it's bad. You got to get used to having your turn signal on the right-hand side. You know, single lane highways can be a bit sketchy, or like a left-handed yield. You get used to it pretty quick, and it's really not that bad to drive that way.
What are the performance figures on a Lexus ISF?
So these make around 420 horsepower. I'm not sure on the torque figure. I think it's high 300s. You're probably beating an E90 M3 stock, which is pretty impressive, but they're really fun. You can do quite a bit with bolt-ons. If you do headers, tune, that sort of thing, you can get these kind of into the 400 wheel horsepower range. Transmission tune also is going to wake it up a bit, but no, they're awesome cars, and I think it's a lot of power even right out of the box.
What modifications have you done to your ISF?
It's got a couple small things. So we've got LEMS coilovers on it. We have the Rays, or I guess Gram Light 57 CR wheels. These are 18 by 9.5 plus 38. And then lastly, we have a muffler delete. We also have true tips welded on. So factory, these have sort of a fake tip, and then the muffler ends behind the bumper. These have real tips welded all the way through. I think it looks a little bit cleaner, and it just went with the muffler delete.
Wait, so Lexus ISF have fake tips?
Yeah, so most of them have a fake exhaust insert around here, and then the tip ends back inside it. I went and ended up getting real full tips welded in. These are actual like round tips. The factory ones are kind of oval, which I think looks a little goofy. I still need to get a diffuser. You can see where the diffuser used to be on it. Unfortunately, it got damaged in shipping when I imported it, so gonna have to buy another one of those. But I like the way the true tips look. It sounds amazing. With just the factory muffler delete, and it's just a great car. Engine mods at stock, so no intake, no nothing. It still feels like a lot of fun as is. I might do a couple mods here eventually, do some headers, do an intake, do a tune, but I've just been enjoying the car so much as my daily driver. The last thing I want to do is modify it and make it unreliable, so I've just been enjoying it, doing a couple appearance mods and leaving it as is.
Speaking of reliability, are there any problems with these cars?
Yeah, so I believe it's the oil valley gasket. It's a weird gasket underneath, like everything under the intake is known to be an issue. I know they have an issue sometimes where the headers crack and you get a small exhaust leak on startup, which is what leads a lot of people to doing headers on these cars, is just while they're out, you might as well upgrade. But other than that, I really haven't heard much for issues. I try and search it up and everyone's just ranting and raving about how reliable these things are. So I haven't had any issues, you know, regular maintenance, oil changes, etc. And been
How
fine.
is it getting parts for a Lexus ISF? Are they expensive?
It's not horrible. One of the nice things about importing a car that we got here in Canada is that you can just go to the dealership and get all the parts. They might have an issue if you give them the JDM VIN, but they have 09 Lexus parts still. So you can buy just normal parts off of a normal USDM ISF, and they're pretty readily available. Also on top of that, the base IS has some parts that it's shared with, and there's tons of those on the road. So like your windshield is just an IS windshield. They're like $200-300. So a lot of that stuff is kind of still common, which is nice. Rock Auto's got lots of parts. That's where I'm planning to get like my Brembo pads and stuff from, and they stock them, and the prices are pretty reasonable. So
That's really
yeah, it's not bad.
What else is it about this car that you love? I know you said the M3 is a lot more expensive. Is it just price?
It really does boil down to price for me. I was looking for a replacement daily. I had a 335 wagon before this, which was fun, but had N54 problems. And so this kind of seemed to something that was a bit more fast, you know, a nice car to enjoy and drive. For the price, I couldn't.
Now talk me through the spec on this, because I've never seen one so nice.
Yeah, so this is a white car with the white-ish interior. Mine's a little bit worn. In terms of options, I don't have the parking sensors, which these do sometimes have. Interior's pretty cool. So we got the white carbon trim. Some of these come with like a more like marble looking carbon. I kind of like this one more. I think it suits the car a bit better. I mean, the bucket seats are really nice. Even the rear seats are pretty bolstered. They're pretty comfy to be in back there. The floor mats are aftermarket. It's got an aftermarket sound system. So if you see, the head unit's been replaced. And then there's a big sub box that's been custom built in the back. It's got the aftermarket mid speakers, aftermarket tweeters. So there is like an upgraded sound system that the previous owner did at some point. He had it on some 20-inch BBS wheels when I got it. I've now downsized to 18s. I think they fit the car a bit better and it rides a bit smoother on that. Once we go for a ride, I'll show you the cool thing with these cars is it has a bois, as the ISF owners call it. So they have a dual stage intake in the engine. So when you get to about 4,000 RPM, it opens and you get a ton of intake noise, which is really cool. So it kind of sounds pretty mellow when you're driving it, and then when you get on it, the car really wakes up, which is cool. Yeah. The sport mode really changes the transmission as well. It shifts a lot harder. So it's fun when you want to take it for a rip and kind of beat on it. It's a really comfortable luxury cruiser when you need it to, but it's still got that sports car in it when you are trying to go fast.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, let's go for a ride in it.
Let's do it.
Now we are going for a ride.
You can see I'm out of gas, pretty on point for having an ISF, but it'll be enough to get us around.
I love the white carbon here.
Yeah, it's really nice. You got a little cup holder there, and then there's an extra cup holder if you slide this back. Room for another drink.
Nice.
Got heated seats. Apparently you can get these optioned with cooled seats. I don't have that option, but
dang,
we'll live with it. It is a sunroof car. You can option them without the sunroof. I like sunroofs, to each their own. That's about everything. I don't know. I'm missing 2 blank buttons here. And then there's a little coin holder. I don't know.
You got a nice steering wheel.
Yeah, it's in pretty good shape, honestly. Funny enough, I just cleaned it before you came to take the video, but yeah, no, it's in pretty good shape. It's got this weird little blue overlay. That's not factory. Normally this is off, but there's like a couple little blue hints that the previous owner put on this car. But I mean, it fits. You got the blue stitching, not there, here, sorry. Here in the door cards, just a couple nice accents.
Yeah, and the white carbon on the door.
I love the white, the white carbon, white interior, white exterior, white wheels.
Yeah, the white seats are so nice.
The rears are nice. It's real bolstered in the back too. I'm sure if I wasn't such a freaking giant, I'd sit back there.
Yeah, because you have to.
I lean so far back. Yeah. Like, if you see, my arms barely fit. I gotta sit way back in the seat to make it work. But if I were to go vertical, like.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work, does it?
We're solid. No. We're dialed. I can definitely take this to a track with a helmet.
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll work out.
How tall are you?
I'm like 6'6"-ish, so yeah. A lot of cars don't fit me all that well.
But this one is good?
This is good. This is pretty spacious. I mean, I'd hate to be the guy that's got to sit behind me, but most cases, it's usually only 2 of us. All my friends are car guys, and as you know with car guys, everyone wants to drive their car anyways. No one likes being driven around.
Does this car get a lot of love from the car community or regular people?
I'd say it depends. I definitely get some looks just because I think people just see like the white on white and they just think it looks cool. I don't know if a lot of people really know what it is or if the average person discerns this from just your average IS 250 on the road, but I don't know. I like it. This is my first season with it. I went to 1 car meet with it so far and reception was pretty good. So we'll have to kind of see as I take it to a couple more shows, a couple more meets, and get some more eyes on it.
A lot of people are importing these, it seems like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They seem to be coming in droves now that they're import legal. And it's just so nice because as Canadians, we have to wait 15 years and the States has to wait 25. So we get first dibs on all the cool stuff, including these. So I'm gonna show you what I meant by the wah. So you're here in second gear here. When we hit 4,000, it's just gonna wah.
I heard
Just
that,
barely
yeah.
just kicks in. It's such a weird thing. Whenever you're over 4,000 RPM, it's just the intake opens a bit. It sounds pretty cool. So that's the one thing that's turning against me for an aftermarket intake is you lose the factory intake that does the crossover, which is kind of neat.
It sounds good, this car. It's
Yeah.
not too loud. It's got a beautiful rumble. That is one of the best sounding sedans I've ever
It's
been
such
in.
a fun car to drive, yeah.
I think this one is perfect because it's not too loud.
Yeah, it's still got the resonators, it's still got the cats, it's just a muffler delete with aftermarket tips. And to me, it's perfect. It doesn't really drone on the highway because we got the 8-speed, so you can get into a low RPM. It's got a nice growl to it. I think it's a fair sound, you know?
Yeah.
Some people have their cars way too loud. I'm like, you make 200 horsepower and I can hear you from 5 blocks away. It doesn't match. But for this, I think just a muffler delete is like the perfect sound for an ISF.
So out of this car, what would you rate your vehicle out of 10?
I'd say probably a 7 or an 8. It needs a couple appearance things. You know, this car's got a couple bumps and bruises, but as far as like a daily driver goes, I think I'm doing pretty solid.
Yeah. No, I think it's a great car. I appreciate you doing the interview.
Yeah,
I
of course.
have a gift for you.
No way.
Right here, actually, I brought it along. We've got ceramic sealant from GTechniq.
Sweet.
And we've got the water spot remover.
Beautiful.
So these are for you.
Awesome. That'll help keep the white wheels clean for sure.
Yes. Shout out to GTechniq for
you,
sponsoring this interview series. We're doing 5 interviews with 5 people giving out free GTechniq detailing products. So massive thanks to them. Go buy their products. Link in the description down below because they support the car community. So we want to support them. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys.
There you go. You can use those.
Yeah, we're set. We will definitely be using these. This
keep
thing's
the
hard to
wheels
keep
white.
clean. Yeah, 100%.
Thank you so much for doing this ride along and this whole interview. I think this car is